right now, right now, right now, right now, right now. It's time to kick out the jams, motherfucker.
This is indeed a disturbing universe.
Hello, greetings, and welcome. Welcome to the Stereo 999 YouTube channel. I am your host, the artist formerly known as Stereo Steve. And this week I'm going to bring back a series I was doing for a while back called What I Got, where I show what I got from an artist or label or whatever. And this week I'm going to do the MC5, the Motor City 5, the Detroit radical rock band that kind of accidentally invented punk rock in their quest to stick it to the man. And I was inspired by Abigail DeVoe's epic 2-hour and 40-minute MC5 retrospective video that she just put up. Her stuff is very popular, but I'm not sure how many people that watch me watch her. So I'm going to put a link to her video. She's Vinyl Community, but she does something a little different. She picks one album and does like an in-depth rockumentary about that one album for each one of her videos. But yeah, everything from Led Zeppelin to Slowdive, so definitely worth checking out. But anyway, you know, any kind of roots of punk, roots of metal 60s rock is always right up my alley. So I always dug the MC5. You know, the song Looking at You was the song that hooked me, especially the difference between the noisy original single version and the tight ripping guitar solo version on their Back in the USA album. But anyway, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. In fact, let's get to that right now.
What I got might be a lot, or it might not, but it's what I got.
Okay, so what I got from MC5. Gonna start out with this. This is the Big Bang Best of the MC5. Rhino put this out in like 2000. Compact disc that spans their whole career. It starts with their first single, I Can Only Give You Everything, and continues up until about Thunder Express with some nice liner notes, some great pictures, and it was the perfect place to start for a lot of people. Gained them a lot of fans. All right, next. This is my copy of Kick Out the Jams. I don't have a cover. I found this just loose homeless record just sitting on the floor at some church thrift store in the 90s. And I was like, okay, this is a red label. It's not a gold label, so it's probably going to be a later pressing that says Brothers and Sisters. But when I put it on, it said, "Motherfucker." One of these days I will find a cover and I'll have the complete package. Okay. A complete package I do have is, this is my copy of Back in the USA. Nice OG copy on Atlantic. And you might have heard my thoughts on this record in another video. In a nutshell, you know, mixing everything with everything turned up too loud and short, angry songs. They kind of accidentally invented punk rock. It's a tight little record. And I want to show you this compact disc. This is a double CD package of Back in the USA and High Time in a slipcase. Warning: moderate impact, coarse language and/or themes. So this was from Australia. This CD reissue, again around the early 2000s, and that was the Australian warning system, you know, instead of the parental advisory explicit. Moderate impact. I'm sure the boys would appreciate that. Okay, my copy of High Time. I had an original copy of High Time, which is gone because of a debacle like about 15 years ago or so. I got rid of a bunch of records that I thought were like messed up, but it turned out that it was actually my speakers were blown and the records were fine. So I blew it. And one of the casualties was my OG copy of High Time. But I've got this Sundazed reissue. It's not bad. It's got the cool little ad in the middle with other albums you can buy, you know, and got the Atlantic color scheme. What I really want is a UK 80s pressing. I used to see those around all the time, and those were really cool. But no. This is a little collection called Vintage Years. Maybe a boot. I don't know what kind of. It's on this label. And it's got their early singles, the original versions of Looking at You, and I Can Give You Only Everything, One of the Guys. And the second side, it gets into some live stuff. And that original version of Looking at You is way more chaotic than the version on Back in the USA. And I used to crank that sucker loud. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Still do. Okay, this is Babes in Arms. This was originally released on cassette by the Roar label, ROIR. And this is from sometime, yeah, in 1983, this compilation of MC5 material came out on a cassette. And this is a vinyl re-release of the cassette. Oh, I forgot about this. This is a flyer from when True Testimonial was screened at the Roxy Cinema here in San Francisco with a review. And yeah, if you get a chance to see this rockumentary about this band, don't pass it up, because it kind of comes and goes. It was, I guess, not officially released, and there's like bootlegs floating around. But yeah, this is the review from when it was screened in 2004. But anyway, back to this Babes in Arms vinyl. Nice white vinyl. Great collection of their hits and a bunch of outtakes. And, you know, starts out with Shakin' Street, American Ruse, you know, all the way through Looking at You. And yeah, this is another one that's a good one to start with, a good one to grab if you don't have the ability to locate any of their proper albums. And Now we got MC5 Thunder Express on Munster Records. So this is a UK. I don't know. Does this count as a bootleg? This was their 1972 appearance on German television, which you can find on YouTube. And it's incredible. And really nice version of Empty Heart by the Rolling Stones, and Motor City is Burning. Anyway,
Goose with a wing spread like a fighter plane, dragging the world's biggest golden egg. And it's made out of pure gold. Bob, would you like to have a dozen of those eggs? I think one or two. And you see surrounding this goose with the golden egg are various employees of the J.L. Hudson Company, some of them wearing heads that were brought over from Italy. They were made in Viareggio, Italy. And now here comes the Wayne Memorial High School band. Wayne, Michigan. The director of the band is George Bell. And the band, members of the band are wearing blue uniforms, gold hats, gloves, and straps. This band has been featured for 3 consecutive years at the Detroit Lions football games at Tiger Stadium. Let's listen to it for a minute.
Is not a working number for your area. For emergencies, hang up a moment and dial your operator.
Uncut magazine like Mojo, UK magazine that would give away free CDs. And this is, again, from sometime in the early 2000s. But Gimme Shelter, Amazing Covers of Songs by the Rolling Stones was a 2-volume CD comp that they included with their magazine. I'm guessing like 2003, 2004. I don't feel like trying to read the refined print, but on volume 2 is the MC5's version of Empty Heart off of Thunder Express. Okay. Now we're going to get into some compilations that I have that include the music of the 5. This one I found at the legendary community thrift store. If you ever make your way to the Mission District in San Francisco, be sure to visit the community thrift store. They do good stuff here. So what was it, maybe 10 years ago I found this. So
Atlantic Sales Meeting, Winter 1970, special promotional record. Okay, so if you were a music biz guy at the Atlantic Records Sales Meeting in 1970, you were given this record, and it's a compilation of new releases. Starts out with Jimmy Scott doing the theme from Exodus, but then it picks up the pace a little bit. It's got MC5 doing Shakin' Street, Aretha Franklin singing Son of a Preacher Man, Dusty Springfield, Wilson Pickett, Mongo Santa Maria. You flip it over, Sweet Inspirations, Joe Tex, Champion Jack Dupree, T-Bone Walker, and closing it off with Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young. And this is not for sale. Yeah. I love just weird little promotional stuff like this because, you know, they're just kind of unique. Okay, another compilation with the 5. This is Space Lines, Sonic Sounds for Subterraneans. And this is a compilation that was selected by Sonic Boom of Spacemen 3 and Spectrum fame. And it starts out with This May Be the Last Time by the Staple Singers, which was kind of assimilated by the Rolling Stones. And this awesome compilation closes out with Ramblin' Rose from the 5. Okay. I've talked about these Warner Brothers special products compilations before, just how surprisingly good they are, even though they're in the kind of KTEL special TV offer kind of universe. And this is Heavy Metal, 24 electrifying performances. It's not exactly what most folks would call heavy metal. I mean, it's got War and Yes and T-Rex and the Eagles, Allman Brothers, but it's got Sabbath. And the first side of this is just bangers. Starts out with Kick Out the Jams, Brothers and Sisters, into Black Sabbath, then Alice Cooper, then Jimmy, then the James Gang, then Deep Purple. Part of the Superstars of the 70s series. But yeah, this is a nice compilation. Okay, another compilation that has MC5 on it. This is The Age of Atlantic. And I love this cover. It's all like clay or plasticine or some kind of stuff, and it molded the band names. So there's MC5. It's also got Dr. John, Yes, Clapton, Zeppelin. And it's got the album covers. And there's the label. And it kicks off with Delaney and Body. And then MC5 doing Tonight, into the Allman Brothers, Yes, Cold Blood, and Zeppelin. Second side has Iron Butterfly, band called Dada, doing This May Be the Last Time. That's probably the rarest track on this whole thing, as far as I know. But Buffalo Springfield, Vanilla Fudge. This is just a solid early 70s compilation here. The Age of Atlantic. Okay, and for the final record, this is just kind of MC5 related. This was a little group called Dodge, Maine. This is from 1996, and it's Wayne Kramer, Dennis Tech, and Scott Morgan. It's on a nice red vinyl, and they are jamming out. They do Future Now. They do a nice version of Jimmy Cliff's The Harder They Come, and Iggy Pop's I Got It Right. And this is just a cool record. And it says, dedicated to the memory of Detroit musicians Rob Tyner, Fred Sonic Smith, and Dave Alexander from the Stooges. And I just saw this, and it was not too expensive, and I'm like, okay, this is something cool. All right, so that is what I got from the MC5. Not that huge of a collection, no rare 45s or anything, just moderate impact. Okay then, that's my video. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, leave a comment, and peace.
911 is not a working number for your area. For emergencies, hang up a moment and dial your operator.